Hi Flosstube, it's Deb from Frog Cottage Designs. I had just done my entire floss tube and it was still under photo, not under video. The things we do, hey? But today is Wednesday, the 24th of June. It's a little bit cold here today. We're in the middle of winter here in Australia and yeah. Not a lot of stitching's been done though, I'm afraid. For those who watched my last floss tube, my little granddaughter Lily was hospitalised with a bug after a week when she was a week old. She's going really well now. She had a bit of a relapse, so she was back in hospital overnight, but they released her on hospital to home program. So that's when the nurses come out every day and they check the bum. And now she's under a good paediatrician who my daughter is really happy with, and this paediatrician won't sign her off until she has a stool and all the bug is gone. So, and that would take 2 to 3 weeks. So poor little Bubby. But she's going really well. She's putting on lots of weight. All her blood works are back, everything's good. She just needs time to heal. And her little belly's sensitive and everything. So poor mummy now has to be lactose free for a while. So, but they're the things you do, I suppose. But I'll put a picture at the end. So we'll see how we go. And as I'm doing this floss tube, mummy is actually sending me lots of messages. So shh, Miss Taz. But yeah, in the last fortnight, I haven't really done a lot of stitching. I've tried to just concentrate on a few of the projects, mainly because I'm a bit overwhelmed with all my starts in Mania. Although the granddaughter came halfway through Mania, I did get 14 starts, and that added on to what I already had. Yeah. I've got more than 20 projects now with 4 Stitchalongs as well. So I feel a little bit overwhelmed because A, I want everything finished, but B, just finding the time to really sit and stitch. So Miss 12, we had a diagnosis of autism level 2 last week. So she's had a lot of problems this year at primary school. Her older sister moved on to high school, so that means that Miss 12 is alone at primary school. So she's really struggled this year. So that diagnosis will help us to get a bit more funding, and hopefully she'll have a more successful second half of the year before she goes to high school. So she goes to her first transition next week at high school. Here in Australia, the kids go to high school 1 or 2 times a term, and in Holly's case, for the last 5 weeks or 6 weeks of school, she'll go once a week to high school. And this just helps the kids transition better, and especially since our kids are at a small school, there's only 9 kids in the class, to then all of a sudden go into a huge school with over, 800 kids is a bit overwhelming. So hopefully she'll have a good transition next week. But back to stitching. So as I said, I didn't really stitch on a lot of things. One thing I was trying to concentrate on was my letter from Hogwarts Stitchalong. Chapter 3 is being released 1st of July, and each chapter comes out every 2 months, and I'm still on chapter 1. So I'll just show you what chapter 1 looks like on my good notes, which I'm finding really great for stitching, so I can highlight. So that's what I've been working on, and that's the Gryffindor banner. I'm actually going to put, a lot of people have put the sorting hat in, so I'm going to try and work it in somewhere here. I think I obtained the pattern. It's only 40 stitches by 40 stitches. A few people have done it 1 over 1, but I'm working on 28 count. So bit hesitant with that, even with my glasses. So I'll just see. I'll play around with the... Sorry, I wonder if that works. I'll play around with the graph and see how we go. But I spent 8 days. I don't count hours or stitches. And this is where I'm up to. Yes, and see, I haven't finished the top banner either. But when I started, I was only up here. So I've done all down below, and I'm really happy with that. And it's such a great stitch along, all the graphics, and it's free. It's free, so you can find them on Cunning Stitches on Facebook, and then there's a link to his blog. So, and it's Stitch Your Own Adventure. So it's like those books where you roll a dice to, you know, go down a tunnel or climb up a ladder or something. It's the same thing. And chapter 3, I read on Facebook the other day, is 95 pages. So, and there's 6 or 7 decisions we need to make along the way. That's not all reading, a lot of that's graphs, but so I'm looking forward to seeing what that is. I looked through a couple of my Mania starts because I'm looking for some finishes. I thought, what can I work on that would be quick to do or quick to finish? So one I pulled out was my Bloom by With Thy Needle and Thread. And I'm doing this on a 28 count casual linen that my mum got at the op shop. She volunteers at an op shop. And I'm lucky she's downstairs where all the sheets and everything is and materials. So I've got a couple of meters of this, but it's a mint green. So what I've actually done is I coffee and tea dyed it and then baked it in the oven. But I'm really happy with that one. So really I've only got another flower and a B and an L. So hopefully another day or two, and they're big blocks of colour. I should be able to finish that. Another one, I thought that would be quick. I only spent 1 day on this one though. This is Spring Tulips by Stitching with the Housewives, Priscilla and Chelsea. And this is pattern is in the in the punch needle and primitive stitching magazine. And I haven't printed off the full pattern. That's basically what it is, a little house with tulips. But we got some chookies out front. So that's where I'm up to. And it is a quick stitch, but it's not a good one for at night, I don't think. I think it's easier to do that in the day. And I'm stitching that on 16 count chalkboard Ada, black Ada. So yeah. I think with that one, I'll just might stitch all the white. I see a lot of people stitch all the white first and then they fill in the colour. So I might try that. Another one I picked out was my Spring Fling. Was that a Mania start? Oh, I can't remember if that was a Mania start actually. But again, it's by With Thy Needle and Thread. That's just my working copy. And I find that all these vines and flowers are quite quick and easy to stitch. So if I just outline this bunny and do all the little bits, I can just come along and just stitch all the white. So that's where I'm up to on that one. I did have to frog the vine and the little curl the other day, but once I fixed it, now I can just stitch. So, and I've been a bit addicted to one of the Asian TV shows on Netflix. So it's very hard to stitch, read and watch. But and that's why I'm been a little bit slow, because it's like 50 episodes. So yeah. This the other one that I worked on, I think I only worked on it for a day or so. I do like this one though. It's from the book The Sewing Club by Blackbird Designs, and I'm in a monthly sewing group or sewing club with the Cruel Goblin, which is in Sydney. And every month they send you a pack and it has everything you need to finish the project. And the projects are random. So I think for 8 months, we'll receive this one here in my haul. Oh, I'll show you this one because it's... So we receive a box. It's got a nice... Whoa! Sorry. Has a nice black ribbon attached and everything's inside. But I'll show you when I go through my haul for that one. And that comes every month. So I've already received month 3 the other day and I'm still on month 1. So, sorry, did I show you? This is what we're doing. It's the Air of Other Summers and it's a little pincushion. And this is where I'm up to. I really like this one. It's on 32 count. I think it's a week's dye work. I'm not sure, but it comes in the pack. And I had a lot of people comment on Instagram that my bricks are a lot darker than everybody else. But I am using the call for colour, which was Classic Colourworks Tennessee Clay. But like all the hand-dyed threads, their dye lots are different. But I'm happy that I did get a darker dye lot on that one. Yeah, so that's all that I've actually stitched on this last fortnight. I know, a bit slack. But what we'll do is we have some hauls, so we'll go through some haul. So I'll show you the month 3 of my Cruel Goblin sewing pack. And what it is we get the box and it shows us. So they're the 3 months so far. I think it only cost me $50 a month. So that's pretty good. In this one, what are we doing? Month 3 that just come, we're doing Hollyhocks Were Always There, Hasif, I think they're called. And that's what month 3 is. So that's just arrived. I love all the muted colours. So that will be switched on Zweigart Linen Platinum 32 count. And we even get a little needle, which is good. Always lose the needles. We get a beautiful floss card, which has the project on it. And then all your listed colours. And this one's stitched 1 thread. Oh, I think it depends what pattern, but I'm not sure with this one. But the last one was one thread over 2, so I'd have to have a look. Also, you got a little template, and oh, I love that fabric. I'm not sure. Does it say what the fabric is? Oh, I thought so. It's a Liberty. So it's a torn, what do you call it? A lawn, not Tilda. Liberty Tana lawn floral fabric. And that's, yeah, that's quite cute. I like that. Very nice and dainty. And then just some linen. There's some, looks like some coordinating linen. So there's a light and a dark linen in there. And just some stuffing. I haven't looked at it, so that's that one. So as I said, that comes every month, and that's why I want to try and at least have one of my sewing clubs completed within the month. So just to keep on top of it. I don't want to sit around and, you know, wake up one day and I've got 6 of these little black boxes waiting to be done. I want them out of the way. Where's my other one? Oh, here it is. For my leap year project, I started the Harry Potter book covers, and I bought 25 count gridded fabric. You can't see it, sorry. I was a good girl. I did my little samples to see for better coverage, and to get good coverage on this, I had to do 3 threads over 2. and I'm not sure, I just didn't like, it just felt bulky. And if I went to the 2 threads, then you could actually see through on the white. And I thought if I'm gonna, you know, this is full coverage. If I'm gonna spend hours and hours, it's gotta look good. So I actually purchased the other day just a small account. I'm not sure if you can see the difference. I suppose it doesn't really matter. But yeah, so I'm going to start it again. I know I've spent hours on that. Doesn't look much, but I'm sure it was a couple of hours. Yeah, I'm not sure how long. But a lot of the people who are doing this book covers also have the snap lock frames. I'm not sure what they call them, those white ones that snap lock. And I stitch in hand. So I just thought I'll get one of the frames because I'd really like to do the parking method. And when I was stitching with this and tried to do the parking method, I used to knock off my little Dumbledore all the time. It's just, see, he falls off. Probably just needs a stronger magnet. But I thought if he's in the frame, if he's sitting there on the frame, he's not going to be knocked off. So I'm just waiting for the frame to come. I was hoping it would have been here today, but I will start that because I've got to catch up, you know. So if that comes, I might just spend a good night on that, or maybe a Friday night or a Saturday afternoon on that, just to try and get back to where I was. But as I said, a lot of people, if you look at the Facebook group or even on Instagram, a lot of people have started at the top. They either go down the column or they actually do the diagonal. So I'm not sure which one I'll do, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But I just thought you've got to feel comfortable with your stitches, and if I'm going to spend that much time, I want it to look good. So, and I'm sure I'll use the gridded stuff for something else, but not soon. Yeah. So what else have I bought? Oh, when I got my gridded fabric, I bought it from Sew It All at Port Macquarie, which is up in northern New South Wales, about 4 hours from Sydney. I always look in their clearance bin, and I found this olive 28 count even weave. I was a bit worried that it'd be quite green. It doesn't look that green. It looks more brown primitive. And I thought, oh, I might coffee dye it. I'm not sure, just to get the bit of mottle through it, but I'll wait and see. Something Halloween-y, I think. What else did I buy? Oops. Sorry, trying to remember. I didn't have it all in a pile. I bought this. I forgot I bought it. This is from Bags Plus. I think they're on Facebook and Etsy. When I work on my letters from Hogwarts, my chopping mall and that, it's all DMC and over 50 threads. So I actually use a ring, but as you can see, it all gets really untidy. So I bought one of these, and you can only buy it for overseas. I don't have any Australia. So I bought one of these because I can sew. So I thought I might make a double-sided one. This one actually has a little clear pocket. So if you're doing Lizzie Kate or hands-on designs, the little patterns for ornaments and that, that's a great little storage for that. But I think I'll make mine 25 on one side, 25 on the other, but big enough that I can just store in my project bags just to keep my threads a lot neater. So, but that took, I don't know, 7 weeks from the States. So hopefully with all this COVID, one thing that I will be happy with is the postage will get back to normal. And if I buy anything overseas, I take up to 10 days and then we'd have it. Because you can wait 10 days, can't you? But what else did I get? Oh, I was after this project quarantine. Although I buy for the Frog Cottage designs from a wholesaler, and the wholesaler is overseas for all the cross-stitch patterns, they didn't have this one on. They're a bit slow to get With Thy Needle and Thread's new, like all her Nashville things took ages to come to the wholesaler. But I ordered this one through Linen and Threads in Australia, and this came. So my friend Chrissy Stitches and I meet usually once a week, once a fortnight for a day of lovely stitching. And this will be a project that we'll do together, but we have both decided we need some finishes first. So, and when I ordered this, I did ask for the associated linen and thread to be sent to us as well, but miscommunication. But I think it should be here any day because I talked to the lady on Monday. So hopefully, and I love this one. So cute. You know, we always, everybody wants to stay home and stitch. I know I do. So that one's a nice one for my stash. This one is another With Thy Needle and Thread. I know, I must keep her in business. But this is called Madame Cottontail. And that's not at the wholesaler, so I'm not sure. Do they have the years on them? It doesn't have the year on it, but I found that at Linen and Threads when I was doing this order. So like everybody, if you buy something online and you got to pay, you know, $10 for postage, always look to see if there's something else you can make to buy to make your postage worthwhile. So I bought that one, and that will be a nice little stitch. Would like to do that for September for the 1st of spring. I think that'll be quite cute. Another one I found, I don't know if it's out of print. What's this? 2014. But this is Hallow Day Inn. And again, another With Thy Needle and Thread. I saw this one, Priscilla stitched this, what are they called? Sorry, Stitching with the Housewives, but it was in one of their earlier floss tubes. And I saw this, and I've already, for Mania, started, what was it? Witches Night Out and October 31st, which is all with these little witches. And I do have a finish on the Bobbing with Pumpkins. So I'd really like to have them stitched up and bring them out for the month of October for Halloween. This one I don't think I'll do this year though. I'll try and finish the other two, but we'll see. But then again, this is all, yeah, it's not full coverage, so it's only an outline. So if I pick the right colour to stitch that on, so it will look good. It probably wouldn't take very long at all. Actually, when you look at it, it's probably not. What is it? 120 by 138. So a good week's worth of stitching, I think, in there. So that's my haul. What else did I get? Ooh. We also received today, actually. I received this in the mail today. This is my Bitsy Bobs from That's So Kelly on Etsy. I've seen these on Instagram, and I'm a Harry Potter fan, so I sent some fabric to Kelly and she made me my own Bitsy Bob. I think this is Bitsy Bob 2 or something. So what it is, it's just a sewing companion pack. So it's got a nice little zippered pocket with my own little reusable floss card, which is good. Which I don't remember it having that, so that was a nice little surprise. Just a floss catcher, I suppose, and an additional one. So maybe that's for your needles. I'm not sure. But yes, so with all my Hogwarts. So I think I ordered that in April. I sent my fabric from Fat Quarter Shop direct to Kelly. And she had it done like in a day or two. She was really fast. But of course it just took, you know, nearly 7 weeks for it to come. So I'm really happy I've got that nice little companion. Yeah, but I think, let's have a look. That is all. I think the only thing I did want to say is I'd really love to hear how everyone prioritises their whips. I know a lot of people follow Stitching with the Housewives, where they have Merry Monday, Santa Sundays, Witchy Wednesday, Fall Friday, and then you've got Tuesday, Thursday free, I think. That's good, but a lot of mine don't fall into those sort of categories, and I know I can make my own up. But other people do things like enchanted stitching, which I do, but I think last month they did Cars, the movie Cars, and I'm not really into Cars, but and I'm a bit late to start now. I think it's Monsters Inc. they're doing this month, but what's the other one people do? They do, what's her name? Jen Lee from 24 Hours of Cross Stitch. She's got a lot of cross stick charts in her planner, which I have, that you could follow every day. But it's just, yeah, sometimes we just need to be told what to stitch on. So I was watching Martini Stitcher, and somebody else was also doing it, and they had the decision wheel. So I actually have put yesterday I downloaded that. I have one wheel for my whips. I have one wheel for my must finish, which is those 4 stitching projects I just showed you. And I have another one for my Stitchalongs. So I think I'll set it up so there's no repeat. I think I can do that. I'll have to look into settings. So I'm going to give that a go. So hopefully next Flosstube in a fortnight's time, I might be a bit more productive and have a lot more to show, and hopefully we'll be able to touch at least all my whips at least once. Sorry. I was thinking of maybe allocating 4 projects a day. You know, now I say it out loud, it just seems so unrealistic, doesn't it? But I don't get much time through the day to stitch. I might have an hour. My stitching is mainly at night. Once dinner's done, cleaned up, everyone's bathed, you sit down, watch some telly, and I can get a couple of hours of stitching in. So hopefully the wheel is the way to go. So I'll trial that and I'll see how I go. But I will put some pictures of Miss Lily, because as I said, she's 5 weeks old. And yeah, she's so cute. So I'll put that at the end of this video. If you like my videos, please subscribe. I'm found on Instagram under Deb__Frog Cottage. If you're in Australia, I sell cross stitch patterns and hand dyed threads under the Frog Cottage Designs website, and I'm on Frog Cottage on Facebook. So all the details are listed below. Anything I've mentioned today is listed below, and I'll have some hashtags down there as well. But have a nice fortnight. I hope wherever you are that you are well and happy and smiling, and keep stitching. Bye.